Yeah, but the landscape is so amazing around here.
So many people have these piers. I wonder if this changes the biodiversity of the bay. One should study this.
Yeah. Oh, but I know a really good team like Underwater Paparazzi.
We are ready for this mission. Our project aim is to assess the impact of human infrastructures on the biodiversity of marine bottom-dwelling or benthic organisms in Jarno Bay, Sweden. The biodiversity of sessile and sedentary benthic species will be compared between natural and artificial habitats or substrate types. The natural habitats will be vertical rocky cliffs, and the artificial habitats will be walls of concrete piers and wooden poles of docks. The first step to starting our project was to set out to sea to find our target study sites. We did this by boat and by jumping into the water to see what was there. Our study area is in Jarno Bay in Sweden. There are 3 wood, 3 concrete, and 3 rock sites. We used 2 methods to study the benthic biodiversity. The first method was taking photos of quadrats placed randomly on the vertical substrates 5 centimeters under the surface of the water at low tide. The second method we used was scraping the benthic organisms within the quadrats, with 1 quadrat selected per site, so 9 in total. We collected all the organisms and placed them in separate buckets. We brought all of the collected scraped samples to the lab. We identified with taxonomic keys the various species larger than 1 centimeter. At the same time, we analyzed our photos with the software ImageJ, which enabled us to calculate the % coverage of the various species in each of the photo quadrats.
The results from the scraping show that the type of substrate affects significantly the alpha diversity, also called species richness, which is basically the number of species in a specific site. As we can see here in this graph, the biggest differences are found between concrete and rock.
In these NMDAs, from the percentage coverage that we got from our photos, we can conclude that there are significant differences in each of the substrates. As we can see that there is a cluster here of the concrete, while wood and rocks are quite more separate and more similar between them.
Overall, we found out that the species richness was higher on the concrete rather than on wood and on the natural rocks. However, those results might be due to the rock type found here in Jarno Bay, which is granite. So those results could vary depending on the location of the area you're studying or on the rock type.
With the drastic rise of human populations along the coasts and the consequential increase in human infrastructures, it is paramount to study the effects these structures have on marine biodiversity and ecosystems. The underwater paparazzis will not stop until justice for marine bottom-dwelling species is served.